Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fun longevity live stream. This is a big experiment that we are running today. This is a new format of a longevity event. We are doing rallies in multiple cities all over the world, and people are going to be broadcasting, showing what it's like to walk around, stating obvious things that life is good and death is bad. And at the same time, several experts will be chiming in from there, whatever they are. We also had several events running prior to now. Time zones and such. It was more convenient to run certain events at different times. So these people will be presenting photos and videos of them during the rally a little bit of like earlier today. Okay, so my name is Nastya Egorova. I'm a part of longevity movement. I represent several longevity nonprofits, such as Open Longevity, Longevity Biotech Fellowship, and Vitalism Foundation. But this event is organized mostly by Linus Peterson and Andrei Perfilov. Linus, could you please present yourself and the idea behind this event?
Sure, I would love to. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. We are super happy to be here. We are here live from Stockholm. As you can see, we have about like 20 people here, lots of signs. We are super happy. As you said, my name is Linus Peterson. I'm the founder of the Swedish Longevity Cluster. I'm also the co-founder here of the Fund Longevity Movement. And we're doing this because life is good, death is bad, and we are currently not trying to stop aging the way we would like to do. So yeah, we want to get a lot more research, like funding for research, and we want to get better, like a regulatory way to approve longevity interventions or target longevity interventions. Yeah, and I'm now handing over to my co-founder.
Hey, everyone. My name is Andrei. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome,
Oh,
Andrei.
perfect. Okay. I'm a tech entrepreneur. I do AI and I do life extension startups. But the trouble is that no entrepreneur, no company, even the biggest one, even funded by billionaires, can actually solve aging. So even if you guys are entrepreneurs or thinking about making startups, you still have to solve the problem of healthcare and regulations. We need to make a joint effort between healthcare, regulations, translation, science to actually solve aging as soon as possible, because alternative is slow decay and death. Yeah, did I say something else?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, guys, you think you have a couple of more minutes? You can show us around more and show us your signs, how it's going there.
Life is good. Death is bad. Is good. Death is bad. So we are standing right in front of Stockholm Riksdag, and soon the parliament members will be going out, and we have this Aging is Humanitarian Catastrophe pamphlet specifically designed for them by Peter Otzio. And yeah, so we hope to give some information on how we can fight aging through the parliament members. Yeah. And as we have more time, I will say that this rally is just a start. And after this, we are going to talk to as many parliaments in the world as we can. And we have very specific needs, very specific asks that we want them to do that can actually highly boost science and like raise the probability that we will solve aging in the nearest decade.
Nice. That's amazing, and that's great that Peter helped you present making this pamphlet too. Do we have Aubrey de Grey here?
He's actually in France, but we have a dog, and he thinks that you should actually save him, as he is potentially your best friend.
This is
so
nice.
He is also
This is
voting
cool.
for longevity science. And let me show you this meanwhile.
Oh, this is cool. This is cool.
Yeah. The number here is 1% of budget to aging research. And we think this number is very reasonable because most states spend 35 to 45% of their budget to specifically treating the aging population. So if we invest this 1%, it's like a matter of a fluctuation. But for aging science and for everything, for a state budget, it can potentially like save like a lot, like not only a lot of money, but like honestly a lot of people.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Let's switch to the next location. I don't think Aubrey joined us now. I think he's gonna join a rally event in Paris, and then he probably will join from the rally itself a little bit later. But Felix Wirth is here in Berlin. Felix, are you ready to share what it's like in Berlin right now? And how many people do you have? Oh, don't forget to turn your mic on, Felix. Oh, good.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hello from
Hello.
Berlin. Yeah, we have 5 people here with me. So Andrew Steele is here. He can also say a couple of sentences. And yeah, Patrick Linden we have here. And yeah, so yeah, basically it's about the demonstration from my point of view. It's so we just turned 6 people. So
Amazing.
we know what to do basically through the damage repair approach. So we don't have to understand aging better or something. We just have to put money into it to implement the damage repair approach. And governments will only put money into it if more people demand it. So it's important that we demand more research, to implement the damage repair approach. Otherwise, it will not happen probably in time for us. So I give up to Andrew now. Andrew, do you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah, Andrew, go ahead. If you're ready now, that actually would be good.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, come on, let's go.
Hi, guten Abend aus
we have
Berlin. Can you see my video?
I think so. Just a second. Yeah, we can. So Andrew Steele is here. He's a
Okay, yeah, good
longevity
evening from Berlin. It's a
scientist.
beautiful sunny evening. I'm very excited to be part of this international demonstration calling for more funding for longevity research, because I think this is the field of research that has the greatest potential to improve health and save lives all around the world. We've already heard that aging causes about 2/3 of deaths globally, and yet the amount of funding that goes into researching this science is shockingly low. To take an example of the United States, which is one of the countries we actually have data for, somewhere in the region of $350 million is spent per year on aging research. But that's only about $1 per American, even though aging causes 85% of American deaths. Here in Germany, and in fact in most countries in Europe, the number of deaths caused by aging is about 90%, in fact over 90%. And even if you look in some of the poorer countries in the world, most countries now have the majority of their deaths caused by aging. Now, what does that mean? Well, aging is responsible for cancer, heart disease, dementia, all of these diseases that become much more likely as we grow older. And if you add together all of those deaths, you come up with this figure that more than 100,000 people die every single day because of aging. And we have dozens of different ways in the lab to slow down, even reverse some aspects of this process. All we need is some more funding for that research. And I said it gets about $1 per person in the US. Here in Germany, I can't even tell you how much we fund longevity research with, because the government doesn't collect figures on this. It's not considered an area of science that's worthy of singling out and understanding how much we fund. And that's the same actually in most countries around the world. So I think the first thing we need to do is understand how much we put into this research. It's probably a few cents per person in euros here in Germany. It's probably a few pence per person in a country like the UK. And I think we just need to dramatically increase that number in order to try and give people all around the world the greatest possibility of longer, healthier lives as populations everywhere age. So yeah, thank you so much to all of you for organizing this. It's great to be part of this international demonstration. Und lang lebe Langlebigkeit from here in Berlin. Long live longevity. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. That was really interesting. Actually, you can tell Andrew is a very knowledgeable person in longevity field. He's a science communicator and a researcher himself, and he actually wrote this book. I don't have like a special cover, but we'll have a link to his book in the description of this video later. You can learn more. I think next is Peter Lidsky. Peter is a professor at the City University of Hong Kong. So we're moving to a different part of the world right now. And Peter has his own theory of aging, which is slightly different from like maybe damage repair that was mentioned earlier today. Peter Could you please share a few words what you are doing right now?
Sure. Good night, everyone from Hong Kong. So great to see you here. And I also believe that life is good and death is bad. And as one of the recipients of this aging research money, of course, I support the effort very much. And yes, as Nastya said, we believe that aging is not an engineering problem so far. And we need to understand it fundamentally. And we don't understand it right now. And our lab is developing a big theory of aging. And we believe that aging is a program. It is not damage at all. So yeah, but without going too much into the theoretical details and need for understanding, I also want to share that, in my opinion, the way how people perceive aging is somewhat strange. They seem to sometimes ignore it and underfund and apologize for their attempt to try to fund or cure aging. So like it is something embarrassing. And then at some point the thing switches and they begin like in a panic attack mode, and they give money to people who promise them to make a appeal against aging like 5-6 years. And this is sort of a spasmodic situation. I think it is somewhere in our psychology. But my take of it that we need to be honest with ourselves. We are in a bad position, that there is a danger to our lives, that if it will go as it goes, we all 8 billions will die, and not everybody will die good death. But while considering this, we need to give a good fight and not letting us to be afraid, because this I think makes also a lot of wrong decisions along the lines of funding and strategic planning. Yeah, this was from my side. And
I respect
life is good.
that is bad. I respect Peter Lidsky not giving up on trying to understand what aging is. There are not many theories of aging, and many people that are trying to understand what aging is, and Peter is presenting his own idea. He also wrote a book this year. We have more and more good books in the field right now. I have a whole collection here, and you can see it in the background. We will. I can hear my echo. Sorry. Yeah, so we're going to add more links to the good books about longevity field in the description later. So yeah, Peter, thank you for your research in the field. And next is Amsterdam. Vladimir and Sophia are also running a rally on the streets, or like a mini one. I don't actually know how many people you guys have. Vladimir, Sophia? Hello. Oh, your sound is off, guys. Almost. Come on. Almost there. Not yet. No, Vladimir, you're still muted. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me
Here we
now?
go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go. Show us what it's like in Amsterdam.
Yeah. So I hope I also have the video, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I wanted to say when I invited people, we invited people to join this rally. Then most of the people in the field are very rationally minded, so they say it's not going to work, or they have to read a lot to understand why will it work. So I've written a special post about it, and we even had some rationalists join here. Anyway, it's hard to convince regular people with rational arguments. So I think for regular people, for 90% of people, we need to speak emotionally to them, to tell them stories and so on. And that part I felt it's missing. So I hope that we as a community, as this movement, eventually that we will learn, will become more emotionally intelligent, more educated, and we will learn the right ways how to approach people, regular people, to attract them to the community and to make them a part of this movement. because I'm convinced that in the end, nobody ever wants to die. Everybody wants to live. Just some people, they don't want to suffer, so they choose death. And they choose death because not because they want to die, but because they don't have any other options. So thank you all for joining, and I'm happy to connect with you all today.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure we actually had video from Vladimir. Daniela, could you please confirm that we had a video from Vladimir? No?
No.
We didn't have the video from him? Okay. Well, some technical difficulties, but Vladimir did a very nice like a photo shoot with Sophia earlier with signs on the beautiful streets of Amsterdam. And I don't know, Vladimir, if you can show real quick what it's like there for us.
Oh, it's pretty crowded. It's like the central square. We're struggling with the wind here. We also have some leaflets.
Nice.
Some people with signs. I have some more signs here, spare ones. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, we're gonna have to have the whole collection of signs that people printed and made to show you later. It's gonna be harder to have a zoom in at the video during the video calls. Thank you, Vladimir. This is amazing. Next is Alexander Panchin. Sasha, Alexander, oh, you're here. Welcome. Alexander is both a researcher and a science communicator, and actually a really, really prolific one. He has almost 500,000 followers on his YouTube channel. He published multiple books, including the book, well, full disclosure with us with Open Longevity, this one, this year. We're going to cover all the good longevity authors now. He has a PhD in biology. So Alexander, please, could you share what you're doing right now? What you think about the aging field? Because you wrote a whole book about it, you know about it pretty well.
Thank you very much for the invitation. So I am really thrilled that such an event is happening, because what I think is very important, that aside from the scientific problem of aging, I think we have a cultural problem. I call it death culture. Yes, so if you look at most narratives in which people discuss immortality, discuss radical life extension, usually those characters which pursue immortality or radical life extension, they are evil, like Voldemort, like Dorian Gray, and so on, like the Mufasails from the Altered Carbon TV series, which is a great TV series, but you always see this narrative that it's something very bad has to happen to the soul of the corrupted human who wants to live forever. And this narrative, I think, is very inaccurate, of course, and I think it has to change. And what I would like to see is, if you want society to fund research projects, if you want people to be thrilled about the idea of radical life extension, we need to provide people with better narratives, with stories where longevity and radical life extension is a good thing. It's a thing that can make lives better. It can prevent many diseases. For example, one fact which I found out recently is that if you look at the CDC site, there are some tables which show how much lifespan we will get if we eradicate a certain disease. For example, if you find a cure for cancer or something like that. And the paradoxical thing is that a cure for cancer will give us only several extra years of average lifespan for an average human. Of course, for some people, it will give many, many years, because some people have cancer. But since cancer usually comes at a very old age because of aging, that means that the average gain of lifespan for an average person isn't very large. And if you look at aging, I really like this statistic, which I first heard from my colleague Alexander Truskovsky from Harvard Medical School, who argued that if you have a 30-year-old person who stops aging, how long would, on average, that person live? And if you take the average probability of death for within a year for a 30-year-old person, you'll get that a human will live about 1,000 years on average. So smoking makes us lose 10 years, and aging makes us lose 910 years. And so I think that like this statistic like shows very well that aging is the greatest problem we have to solve, and we need to change how we think about it, and we need to convince as many people as possible that this is our main enemy, something we should all fight against.
Thank you, Alexander. Thank you for joining. You're in Portugal right now, right?
No, I am right now in Tbilisi, but I am preparing to fly to Europe.
Yeah, Alexander represents the whole Europe right these days. He just travels so much with his tour. Okay, thanks a lot, Alex. Okay, next is actually we're gonna show what happened recently in San Francisco. Because of the time difference, right now I'm speaking. It's like 8:20 a.m. 8:20 a.m. in San Francisco in Pacific time zone. So we did this same rally in San Francisco the day before, and here are the pictures from it. Melissa, Melissa, are you here now?
I am. Yeah, I am here.
Oh. Oh, cool. Could you please say a few words? I will show the pictures.
That's great. Yeah, and as you can see, there's Joe Betts-Lacroix with a gentleman that owns a store located next to the longevity tower that Laurance Ion has been running in San Francisco for a little over a year now. We had a fun group. That mural is on the side of the building. Ariel, who is on the far left there, who works with Laurance in the building, she made all the signs, which was great. We all told we had about 12 people, including 9 that were invited. And then I actually recruited some people from the store next door. You'll see them in some of the photos. So as Nastya knows, yes, these gentlemen, if you ever want really sparkly men's basketball shoes or like a cool suit like the guy on the left wears, you can go to this little store right next to Laurance's building. I've been wanting those shoes for decades, but they only go down to a size 8 in men's, and I wear a 5 in men's, so I never can get them. I tried again yesterday, but anyway.
How did people react to your signs? Because you were actually like in the middle of the city.
We were, and you know, this is a hard business, as I know from 25 years as a stem cell research and regenerative medicine advocate, that it takes time with the public. I know I've heard others talking about this, and you need data like what Andrew was providing. I agree with so many of the things that I've heard on this call, and I'll just say it's very important to be doing this. So I'm really thrilled that Linus and his colleague organized it in the first place. And Nastya, you've taken a leadership role as well, because you really have to start somewhere. And I think what we're really getting at with this set of rallies and the founders' plan to go to parliaments in various places is funding for the research we're talking about is largely funded by governments. We're not at the place yet with a lot of it where the risk is worth it to venture capital, to a lot of pharma and biotech. So what we see is a lot of wealth, private wealth, or company wealth in some cases going into it. For example, Altos Labs, the funding for Joe Betts-Lacroix's work right now. Yes, that happens, but if you look at the numbers, it is still governments that are the biggest funders of this research. And also the argument has to be made that governments should, even though I hate to should on people, governments should be funding the research because healthcare costs us so much. And we want to end death, arrest aging. Yes, all that's true. But at the end of the day, as a patient advocate and a policy and communications professional working on biomedical research advocacy for 25 years, I know that really what we're talking about is relieving the suffering of so many people who, as was pointed out earlier, will often choose death when they're suffering because there isn't another path. And so connecting with the public absolutely has to be about stories and the emotional connection with relieving suffering. So anyway, I was happy to be part of it and look forward to hearing the results of the parliamentary visits. My co-founder, Bernie Siegel, who may be here as well, another longtime regenerative medicine advocate who put on a conference for 25 years in that field, would be happy to talk with people that are planning to go talk to governments. We've done a lot of that in the US, and just happy to see this effort. Let's do it again next year.
Thank you, Melissa. I think Melissa was speaking without a video as well, but here you can see her in the very center of this photo. Melissa is awesome, and once again, if you want to do some lobbying, you're reaching out to politicians, you can do it with the help of Melissa and Bernie, who's also on this call right now. I can hear someone's sound. Yeah, and hello. Yeah, just a second. And then I also want to show you a short video from Laurance, who is also here. Here we go.
Hi everyone, I am Laurance Ion, the founder of Viva City. I also am one of the founding members of Vita-DAO, funding early stage longevity research, spinning out new startups. Then we realized one of our therapies was ready for human trials and it would take too long. So we decided to start a physical new city from scratch and allow clinical trials to be run much faster, allow medical freedom with a special jurisdiction. We did experiments like Zuzalu and Vitalia in Honduras, and now we're looking for a new government to build this city and accelerate clinical trials so that we find out what works in medicine. And if there's a will, there's a way. We've seen with the COVID vaccine, it can be done in just a few months instead of the 15 years that it usually takes for vaccines, right? Advanced therapies can be created much faster. We've seen with companies like Minicircle and Limited Bio, which we incubated in Vitalia, new gene therapies can be brought to market fast and cheaply. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We also have places for our community all over the world to congregate, like Frontier Tower here in San Francisco. We just had an amazing demonstration in front of it. We had people like Joe Betts-Lacroix from Retro also join. And I'm excited about longevity because now there's a lot more proof points that we can do this in animal models. There's clinical trials coming up in humans. It is still too slow, but there's at least something. And I think generally, of course, if we had a lot more funding, generally I'm more on the for-profit private investors route. Yeah, billions of dollars are needed to build a new city. So that definitely helps convince governments to give us the special jurisdiction. It helps people believe that they should move there because there's enough capital. So capital is always, of course, the biggest lever. But also, if we have more of a cultural change, if we have stories, movies that show longevity in a positive light, more people will be willing to fund it. I'm more of the sort of by the people, for the people, bottom-up funding kind of person. So using crypto and other alternative mechanisms, not just kind of waiting and hoping for government to increase funding, but of course, if they do, that will be amazing. So yeah, more advocacy is very much needed and lobbying. So yeah, super happy to contribute to all of these efforts. I think 80% of the effort should be on reform and maybe 20% of efforts as a hedge, kind of exit and create a new system. So still, most of the efforts, let's convince society more broadly to direct more resources towards longevity research. So thank you everyone for your efforts there.
I was Laurance Ion. He was one of the co-organizers of the rally at San Francisco. They're running a Frontier Tower. It's a pretty cool space. If you are in San Francisco and you're interested in longevity research, that's part of what Frontier Tower is doing. It's a cool place to meet your allies there. Okay, next is Didier in Brussels. Didier has been doing like lobbying and longevity for a while now, and also funding. Didier, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes. Yeah, so here in downtown Brussels, with the youngest and oldest citizen of Brussels, American Peace. It's a symbol here that you can see. We are not with, with many, but I think it's really important to work together on longevity, healthy longevity. It should be a no-brainer that there would be more money for this, more public funding. You know, in this city, in this country, in Europe, you have a lot of public money. You have many scientists specialized in health. Many scientists also specialized for all aspects related to biology. We are also in the front line concerning the speed. I was surprised for this, the speed of clinical trials. Belgium is not always very fast, but for this we are fast. So yes, it is very important, and thank you for organizing this. And in a few weeks, there will be an international poll asking to people in 90 countries what they think about longevity. And we will share the results with you and then with everybody. And now, one sentence in French. Donc, pour le financement de la longévité en bonne santé pour tous ceux qui veulent, si le son ne passe pas.
Wij eisen meer geld voor onderzoek naar gezonde levensduurverlenging.
Wij eisen meer geld voor onderzoek voor levensduurverlenging pour qui le son ne passait pas. Et voilà. Il fait super beau ici à Bruxelles. Very nice weather. And thank you again and goodbye.
Thank you, Didi. Yeah, that was wonderful. I like how international this whole thing is. You can tell. Okay, so we also have Jose Cordeiro. Jose is a legend in organizing movements. They did this rally on the same day today, but a little bit earlier, and they already made it into the news. There's already an article about the rally that Jose organized. Jose, you here?
Yes.
Okay, we have some sound issues. Okay, that was
we're hoping that Jose's sound issue can improve. Bernie may want to say a couple words also. He's joining from Wellington, Florida, where we have a lot of customers, if you will.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, we can hear Jose.
Me?
Let's do, yes, Jose, we can hear you well. Let's go.
Okay.
Could you please tell a few words how it went today? Okay.
Yes. We just had a rally.
Oh no, I'm not sorry.
Okay.
Let me try this now. Do you hear me better?
There's like an echo, but yeah.
Do you hear me better? Okay.
Yes,
well, we had a fantastic rally this morning. We had up to 50 people. We were carrying balloons, stop aging in Spanish, and T-shirts. We went to the three political centers of Spain, the Congress of Spain, the City Hall of Madrid, and to the government of the state, the province of Madrid. We were covered by three TV stations, one live, then the main TV station for the daily news at midday, and then another one for the evening news. Also, we were covered by 5 newspapers, including some afternoon papers. So we have already been in the media, and tomorrow we will be in other newspapers, and we are also sending a press release. We believe this is very important to have a press release so that we can promote these ideas. And we are already organizing for the next March on October 1st, because October 1st is International Longevity Day. And during that day in Madrid, we will have the International Longevity Summit. Why Madrid again? Because Madrid is officially the longevity capital of Europe. life expectancy in Madrid is 86.1 years, the highest life expectancy in the European Union. And also Spain as a country is the most longevous country in the European Union and the second most longevous country in the world after Japan, among big countries with over 10 million people. So Spain is the most longevous country in the European Union and the second in the world after Japan. And Madrid is the most longevous capital in the European Union. That is why all of you are welcome to join us in Madrid to discover how to be longevous, to live at least 86.1 years in Madrid, and join the International Longevity Summit in the most beautiful place in the College of Medical Doctors of Madrid. Last year, it was opened by the mayor of Madrid, and this year we are inviting the Queen of Spain. So we will hope to have the Queen of Spain, which is a beautiful woman interested in longevity, opening the event. So those are reports from Madrid. Very, very excited that we had so much media coverage, and next October 1st and next year. So happy to work with all of you, my friends.
Amazing, Jose. That was so good. That's how it's done, basically. But we can also do it much, much bigger. Very impressive. Okay, so next is Ferdinando in Rome. I think Ferdinando also managed to pull off quite a big event.
Hello, this is us. Say hi, folks.
Oh, hey. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yes. We're
Such a
here
nice
in
weather here now.
beautiful, sunny Rome. It's people are very curious about us. So we have people coming from the street and approach us and ask, "Hey, what's this about? What does it mean to stop aging?" And we tell them about it. I found that people in Italy are quite receptive of the topic, and that's most likely because Italians are very long-lived. We have the Mediterranean diet and all of that. But we're also quite old as a population. And so people are worried about who's going to pay the pensions and so on. I found that maybe the greatest barrier for us is that Italians like to consume like popular science, but they only like popular science in Italian. And so I think that's where there is a missing spot. And that's, I think, something that should be done about it.
We need to translate all of this.
Yes, exactly. I think that's really needed. And this is us.
Yeah, this is so cool. This is so cool. How many people did approach you and ask you what's this about?
Maybe it was 3 or 4 so far.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I love it. I love the energy. This is amazing. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, Nastya.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on this fun longevity event. My name is Natasha Vita-More, and I am founder of the Future of Longevity Project, which is advancing forward-thinking, evidence-based approaches to mitigating aging and regenerating biological processes. Its guiding premise is straightforward. Technological capacity begins as theory, but its value is realized when it becomes actionable and measurable. I have developed 3 key areas advancing that trajectory: nanorobotics, AI brain integration, and biostasis. Each of these key areas aims to outpace biological decline by staying ahead of the aging curve. First, nanorobotics or nanoscale medicine, all designed to be transient and biocompatible, functioning alongside biological processes to maintain cellular integrity. A second is the AI brain integration. Neuronal AI stabilizes and augmentation, supporting memory, emotional regulation, and cognitive performance as neural systems evolve across our lifespan. Third is biostasis, advanced in cellular systems and organ preservation, which introduce time as a controllable variable, enabling intervention, repair, or regeneration when conditions are optimal. These three key areas signal a transition from treating disease to maintaining function over time. In my view, the future of longevity will be defined by the disciplined integration of biology, engineering, and AI, and what I look at as possible futures. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Max Moore, former president of the Alcohol Life Extension Foundation and currently with Biostasis Technologies. For a long time, I've been observing the life extension field and noting the slow progress, much slower than we like, that's persisted for decades. That's why I maintain the message that people should regard biostasis or cryonics as an essential part of the life extension plan. I've been involved in life extension for at least 45 years, amazingly, and for cryonics almost as long as that. I've observed the arguments and the progress or lack of progress in the life extension area. I am ever hopeful of breakthroughs, but I also like to repeat a warning for people that they need to really treat biostasis as life extension plan A. Basically, we don't really know when breakthroughs will happen. It could take a few years, it could take decades more, we don't know. So you really should have your biostasis plans in place. So that's what I'm focused on. I've recently, about to sign a contract with an agent for my new book on biostasis, which lays out the whole idea. So I think this is really an important part of the life extension field and shouldn't be just seen as sort of a backup plan. It should be front and center. The title of my book is Biostasis, How Tomorrow's Technology Could Save Your Life. If you'd like more information on biostasis and cryonics, please subscribe to our Substack at biostasis.substack.com.
Okay, sorry, I've lost in my script a little bit. Oh, Ilia Stambler. Ilia Stambler also is very experienced in organizing such events because I think he was the one who basically started the International Longevity Day. Okay, let me show this is how it's been done before. Ilia, are you here?
Hello, hello. Welcome, and greetings from Israel. I couldn't organize an event here now in Israel for obvious reasons, but we have been very active in longevity advocacy. I'm chairman of an Israeli association called the VETEC, Seniority, the Movement for Longevity and Quality of Life, and also chairman of International Longevity Alliance. And we're all about advocacy for increasing funding for aging and longevity research. And obviously, to increase the funding, we need public support, public involvement, and public events like demonstrations are very important, very effective. On October 1, 2023, during the Longevity Day, we organized this event, and I already look forward to the next October 1 in a few months when we can really organize an event in Israel again and also help organize events in other countries. And it does work, I must say. It does work. Advocacy, if it's done properly, top down and bottom up, with public involvement and with reaching out to decision makers, you can achieve increase of funding. Our example in Israel shows it. The last year, despite the budget cuts, despite the situation in Israel, we were able to establish 3 grant support programs for aging research from the Ministry of Science, from the Ministry of Health, and from the British Council in Israel. Altogether, it comes to about $5 million. So advocacy does work if you're active, if you're persistent in it. And I hope our example encourages others. And we will continue this effort too, in cooperation with others. Right now, we advocate for increasing funding in Horizon Europe. It's the main funding framework in the European Union and the many partner countries, including Israel, including United Kingdom. Recently, we created a position paper endorsed by over 80 longevity leaders in Europe, scientists, also advocates. We'll continue our outreach in Europe, also through conferences in Lithuania and Israel, and hope we can all join forces for our common goal. Thank you for this event. Thanks, Linus. Thanks, Andrea, Anastasiia, Danila, for this work, and we'll join forces together for our common goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilia. Thank you. Yeah, let's hope we'll be able to make like a proper longevity day in Israel in October. And in that whole part of the world, people will be just walking around praising life instead of whatever's going on. And next is Paris. We're going back to the streets. Mitos, and I think even Aubrey Degree might be there. Okay, Paris.
Hello,
What's going
do you
on?
hear me?
Hello. Yes, and we can see you. That's great. Yes.
Yeah, great. So we are here in front of the National Assembly, the government building of France, and we are showing our thoughts on our placards.
that we want to stop aging. Unfortunately, as you said, Aubrey Gray couldn't make it to the rally, but we are still here and talking to the people and sharing our ideas, making them aware of what we want and why we want it. That is purely the first human desire to live and to live longer. I have here with me also the members of Association Extropia, who are the libertarian transhumanists in Paris, and also the last year the candidate for the elections from the AFT association. It's the French Transhumanist Association. Emmanuel, who is here with me, also helping to manifest our will. And this is what's happening right now.
Mitos, do you have
Thank you.
anyone approaching you and asking you what's this thing is
Yeah,
about?
we have two groups of students who has bombarded us with the questions, and
nice.
also obviously they were like humoristic and just curious. But who knows? Maybe our ideals, and the ideas will grow in their young heads, and some of them will be the researchers in the field which interests us.
Yeah, you need to start somewhere. You need to plant the seeds of ideas. And
Yeah,
it could be
exactly.
certainly like this.
Yeah. So
Oh, this is good.
that's
This
it.
is good.
And I have Quentin, my co-host, who has come from the north of France, who is here, is giving little flyers to show the people, the little manifesto of resume of our ideas, and also there are other activists who we had like 15 members to subscribe. Not everybody could make it, but we have a little group here. So I hope we'll reach our first goal, not the last goal, but the first goal.
That's great. No, that seems
show
amazing. Even if just one student approached you and then maybe started a career in that field, that's already worth it. Thanks a lot, Mitos. I think Mitos is the right way to say your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mitos is right. If you want,
Yeah.
I will find
Sorry,
someone who will say one word, one closing word in French, in native language.
Oh,
please, could you
that
say
would be
something?
great. Oh, Eloa!
Is the first source. En français, en fait, pardon. Le vieillissement, c'est la première cause de souffrance dans le monde. Et franchement, il faudrait qu'on lutte.
Voilà, c'est les gens qui sont venus nous soutenir. Voilà ce qu'ils pensent.
Amazing. Say hi to Eloa for me. And next is Abu Dhabi. We're moving to a different part of the world right now. Javier, can you hear us?
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Let's see if I can see you as well.
I'm trying to share my picture. Yes. Can you see my picture?
Not yet, but I'm actually not sure. Danilo, can we see Javier?
Not really.
I'm sharing a photo actually. I don't know if you
Oh
have
no,
to
we
approve
cannot.
it.
We cannot share it now. Sorry. Just
I
show
see
your
I'm sharing
face.
directly the screen.
I see the photo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's wearing a shirt that says "Stop."
Yes. So that's me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
then the flag.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm basically happy to connect from Abu Dhabi, even during this current situation, right? So I just want to use this time basically to share a little bit what the country is doing. We're not talking more about lifespan extension or on the traditional way of longevity, but health span, right? And UAE is kind of one of the leads globally in terms of investment for longevity, precision medicine, and biotechnology, right? So one of the things I want to share before, again, we couldn't gather for obvious reasons, but there is a big community focused on longevity here, and it's growing. And I will say that the leadership of the country is helping to create that conscious on many different initiatives, right? So I'm just going to summarize the biggest ones just for everybody to be aware of what the country is doing. There was, one of the landmark, I will say, examples of this commitment is the Declaration on Longevity and Precision Medicine that was launched by the Abu Dhabi Global Health Week during that event. And basically, it's a comprehensive framework to accelerate research, innovation, and ethical deployment of longevity science. So that's a big, big step where the government is actually positioning itself. In general, we have one of the specialized hubs called HELM, which is basically health, endurance, longevity, and medicine, which is a partnership between the Abu Dhabi Investment Office and the Department of Health with Hub 71. And they're around 94 billion actually is the economy that's been created through this initiative from now to 2045. The other projects are very well known with companies and projects that are very, very advanced, all conducted in a biotech city, part of Masdar City, which is the city of the future in Abu Dhabi, where you have around 50 biotechnology companies, and the amount of investment around is around that is $1 billion for it. In general, there are programs that are focused also on the citizens in the country. One of them is Emirati Genome Program, which is basically the DNA sequencing of the whole country or the citizens. And the effort is basically to develop tailored medicine in order to make sure that there is not only an expansion on the life span, as we said before, but also the quality of the life. Yeah. So overall, as I said before, the leadership in the country, they do strategic investments and their commitment, and they have this commitment to the excellence in terms of development of biotechnology, science, that will help to have longer, healthier lives, right? And honestly, for me, it's an honor to represent the country here in this initiative in particular, and just highlight briefly what the country is already doing, right? So overall is the creation of the conscious of what we need to do as individuals also to drive, as my shirt says, stop envejecimiento, stop aging. This shirt in particular, I want to close with this. I got it in the march about the walk we did with Jose Luis in Madrid as part of the Longevity International Day, as part of the
We'll have to
event.
show the picture separately, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll put the camera.
Yeah.
Let me just show my camera. Yeah, just 1 second. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's just the YouTube
But the
translation
thing is,
and our
we're still
call is
seeing.
different. Now we can see you. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not showing. I mean, in my case, I'm seeing the previous.
Guys, the
slide
translation for YouTube works differently. What you see here in the call is not what people see.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
basically, this is the shirt I
Yeah, we
use.
can see Jose's t-shirt.
Yes. So I'm gonna make the same version in Arabic, and well, basically, I just want to take the opportunity to highlight how magnificent the event that Jose Luis does in Madrid. The International Longevity Summit. I went for the first time last October, and definitely I'm gonna come again. The amount of knowledge and the network I got there. I mean, I will say I'm new in this realm of longevity as an activist, I will say, but definitely it's a passion for me since younger age. And the amount of, conversations I had and knowledge I received, and the whole energy of the whole event was fantastic. So I encourage everybody listening to attend if they can. And with this, I
Thank
want just to
you.
say
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
And
sorry, we're very limited on time. We're already over
yeah,
our time a little bit. Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. I like how expanded our geography is. Carrie Radomsky is going to join us from Canada. And Carrie's doing a very important work. She's working on cryonics, which hasn't been covered yet in this call. But Carrie, could you please tell us a little bit more about what you're doing?
So actually, I've always been a supporter of radical life extension. For over 10 years, I've organized local groups, conferences in Canada, in Vancouver, but now I've moved to Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. and we're building a cultural institution, a building, where we hope to host meetups and events and conferences and let the public know about, the benefits of radical life extension. We want to continue this advocacy. But my day-to-day work, I admit, is mostly focused on cryonics. And the cryonics community obviously has a big overlap with the radical life extension community. I see a lot of, the speakers here are actually signed up with a cryonics provider. So it is sort of a interesting, very niche area of radical life extension that I'm not sure if people know a lot about the details, but essentially the concept is, we're obviously all here to stop aging. We're here to fight death. We're here to defeat death and aging. But I also don't want to allow death to ever defeat us. So that's why I'm signed up for cryonics, because we definitely don't want to ever give up on the progress of science and technology. So I'm going to say a few words about this specific topic. So death is not exactly a fixed moment. The cells in your brain don't immediately all cease to exist when your heart stops beating. So the neurons can survive for hours before they begin to irreversibly degrade. In the past, when someone's heart stopped, we called that death. Now we can bring people back from that state routinely. And so the line of death moved because our technology moved, not because our biology has changed. So cryonics operates on this kind of logic, extended forward in time. The goal is to preserve the brain before it reaches information theoretic death. So that's when we can't figure out how the brain was structured before. So we believe that the memories and identity is stored inside the neural architecture of the mind. And the threshold is not legal death today. It's a structural destruction of the brain leads to total death or information theoretic death. So we use different methods, specifically vitrification, not freezing. So that's been used in the field of cryobiology for IVF and other areas of medicine and science, and those areas have progressed. And also cryonics is an area has also progressed. So for over 10 years, this has been my mission to promote radical life extension and also to promote the concept of biostasis or cryonics for those who don't quite make longevity escape velocity. So I've traveled internationally to participate in suspensions of humans, and I'm also building that locally in Alberta, Canada. So today it sounds like science fiction, and so does radical life extension, but we have organ transplantation, we have frozen embryos, we can freeze cells, we can preserve organs. So I think the next step is full human cryopreservation and reversible cryopreservation. So I definitely support fun longevity. I want to make radical longevity accessible to everyone. And I'm really happy to see that all these different rallies around the world. I think that radical longevity over the past 10 years has gained a lot of public acceptance thanks to everybody working here today. So thank you for inviting me to speak about this topic. And I look forward to seeing the other rallies.
Oh, thanks a lot, Carrie. Yeah, Carrie's actually building a cryo facility in Canada, which didn't exist before. So that will make a huge change in a few years from now, for sure.
Yeah,
For
and cultural
our
institution.
parents, for older people, for other institutions. Yeah. Okay, we're moving next back to Europe, to Ljubljana. Igor there. Hello. Yes, we can see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hello.
All right,
How is it
great.
going in Slovenia?
Yeah, so hello, welcome to Slovenia, to the capital Ljubljana. We are here from Society for Vital Life Extension of Slovenia, and here is our team. We are together protesting for longevity. We can go closer. Here you can see our Paul from Tepreshiran, who is also living forever in our memories. And here are members of our society and supporters. And you can say something for longevity.
Long live longevity.
What does this say in English?
We need more money.
Yes. So go for the best for longevity and see you in October on the next meeting.
Have you has anyone approached you and asked you questions? What is this about? How did people react?
Yes, we gave a lot of these papers to different people around.
Nice, nice. Okay, such a nice day in Ljubljana to
Yes,
go on a rally. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Let's move on. We are a little bit
thanks.
late with our time. Oh, Michele Ferguson, Dr. Michele Ferguson. She's a physician and also chief medical officer at Muse Bio. It's a very interesting startup based in San Francisco. They're working on stem cells derived from menstrual blood, so it's like an intersection of female health and important technologies for longevity in general. So Michele, could you please say a few words? And also, you're from Australia. You're in States. You're kind of representing both geographical regions right now. You have your 2 minutes. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, Nastya, and thank you for having me. So yes, I'm Dr. Michele Ferguson, physician from Sydney, Australia, just moved to San Francisco, and currently Chief Medical Officer at Muse Bio. I'm really excited to be here talking about longevity and what we're doing at Muse. So we work in the intersection between stem cells, regenerative medicine, and women's health. And specifically, we're working with menstrual stem cells, these cells that rebuild the female endometrial lining and are then discarded every month. So over a woman's lifetime, that tissue rebuilds itself more than 400 times. And it's one of the most repeatable regenerative biological processes in a human body, which has been hidden in plain sight. So that's our focus. Our focus is to turn that abundant resource into regenerative therapies that fight aging, degenerative disease, and extend healthy human life. We're definitely not there, but we're building towards it. And we believe that the way that this endometrium self-repairs holds both questions and answers that are very relevant to the longevity field. So why does this belong at a longevity rally? Not only because of the longevity applications of these stem cells, but because women's health itself holds the key to a lot of longevity, and it remains one of the most underfunded, understudied areas of medicine. If we want to push human health span and lifespan further, we cannot continue to ignore women's biology. Female aging, we now know, is distinct, systemic, and deeply informative. Ovarian decline is a canary in the coal mine. It triggers aging downstream cascades across metabolic, cardiovascular, and neurological systems. We know that women who enter menopause early, if not mitigated with hormone replacement, have measurably shorter lifespans. So ovaries don't just govern reproduction and fertility, they regulate and govern female systemic aging. And that's what I'm passionate about working on. And I believe that when we work on this organ and this system, we can uncover new levers for longevity that benefits everyone, not just women. So in Australia, women's health funding attracts only around 3% of health funding, which is shockingly low. And that's the gap that we would like to increase. I have a lot of hope that the field is finally moving. The spotlight is slowly starting to shine on us, but we do need more. Another constraint that we're facing is not just funding, but it's regulatory pathways to get potential therapies through trials all the way to clinic. There are not yet clean clinical pathways for cell therapies or complex biologics. They don't fit neatly into TGA or FDA standard frameworks. And the trials pathway remains old-fashioned, bespoke, slow and expensive. So science is starting to outrun the regulatory architecture that was built for previous drug modalities. And rather than a clean deregulation, because obviously we need trials in order to figure out efficacy and safety to drive medicine forward, we need purpose-built frameworks and funding and advocacy that is directed at accelerating these pathways and these novel biologic drugs that we're creating.
Yeah, thank you, Michele. Thanks a lot. Let's move on. Okay, next is Israel Picardo Casas, Mexico City. Israel is a geoscientist, is the CEO of a company called Mantropy, and a science advisor for Scene Genetics. Or I don't know, Paulina, is Israel there with you now? Okay,
Yeah,
let's turn the
she's in the
sound
other
on.
office. Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we
Think you
cannot
can
see
hear me?
you. But we cannot see
Oh,
you. Oh no, we can. Sorry.
well, I
Yeah, we
can see
can. Okay.
myself there.
So many,
Yeah,
yes,
no
we can.
worries.
Everything's fine. Okay, go ahead. Two
Yeah,
minutes.
well,
Let's go.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy to participate from Mexico City. I'm at the Epigenetics office, one of the few clinics that they do personalized medicine, like a systems biology type of approach. And I think it's quite needed here in Latin America. As you know, we care about life extension, but mostly also about healthcare, health span extension. Where Mexico, as you know, we have one of the most one of the most prevalent countries with diabetes, and as you know, we have that accelerates aging. In short. So we're trying to push, several initiatives here in Mexico. One of them is actually organizing a longevity summit. So this is going to be for the end of the year. We want to bring like different industries, startups, insurance companies, like different sides of how can we improve, health span extension here in Mexico. We're organizing that. We're also, contributing with like increasing the quality of, some interventions in nutrition, including also microbiome profiling and also using, microbes from very ancient beverages and ferments. So we're piloting that, and there's a huge community here in Mexico. So, stay tuned. I think, for everyone who wants to come and support, our community, so we can have huge numbers of signs, for the next event that's going to happen soon. You're welcome. I think this is a great opportunity. We're trying to do also discoveries for the next GLP-1, type of peptides through a company in San Francisco. And we're also basing this selection of novel drugs from the axolotl, for instance, this, species that can self-regenerate. So I think the future is very promising, and we want to, keep pushing. With all the mines, we have a huge, human capital in Mexico, and actually, we're inserted in many different universities in the U.S. But we want to, consolidate a huge initiative here in Mexico for longevity, health span extension. And I myself, come from the David Sinclair lab. I used to do a postdoc there, discovering new peptides. But now I want to really push, the community here in the city and also in the country and also in Latin America, because that's very important for us to not only think about extending, the maximum lifespan, but really the quality of life. I just lost an uncle like 4 months ago from diabetes. He was in dialysis for 10 years. And just as him, his case is just an example of 35 million people in the country. So there's a huge opportunity for interventions that are currently undergoing, and we want to support government and also industry to keep moving forward. So thank you very much. Muchas gracias y los esperamos ver en México.
Thank you, Israel. I like that, people are going back to their countries and making it happen in a more broader part of the world, not just, stay in America, so for instance, or like in 1 or 2 European countries. The broader geography of longevity movement is, the better it is for the whole movement. Next is we have Caracas and Jose Bermudez. Jose, I'm not sure I can see you here now. Well, it might take a while. I think Yuri Deigin, thanks a lot for like waiting here. We're a little bit late, but Yuri is also from Canada, a good friend of mine. He's a longevity biotech entrepreneur. He's specializing in partial reprogramming and neuroscience application. Yuri, could you please tell a few words what you're doing right now and what limits you in longevity field? Because we want it to be bigger. Why do we want it to be bigger? Aren't we happy with the state of the things right now? People are kind of optimistic. What do you think?
Yes, thanks for inviting me and letting me share my perspective. And yes, I'm in Canada, in Toronto right now. And obviously, I think we're all here because we think there's not enough funding going to longevity science and translational science as well. It's, of course, very important to do fundamental science, but also I think it's equally important to try to create therapies that we can hope to use in our lifetimes, because as some previous speakers mentioned, it just takes a really long time. I think it was Laurance Ion that says it normally takes 15 years for a drug to get to market from like the bench. And so I'm working on the translational side of things of partial reprogramming, and it's been almost a decade, actually, yeah, well, almost, yeah, 2016, December 2016 is when the paper by Ocampo et al. Came out that gave rise to the partial reprogramming field. And we're finding ourselves in 2026 now, almost a decade after that. But what I'm optimistic about is that we're finally getting into humans with LiveBio, David Sinclair's company that he co-founded. They have a human clinical trial at FDA greenlit, and for the ophthalmological indications, they're going after like glaucoma and Ion, like the stroke of the eye. But it's a huge milestone for the entire field, because finally epigenetic rejuvenation by partial reprogramming is entering the clinic. And so as you can see, it takes a really long time for this process to get to humans, and we need a lot more of shots on goal, companies pursuing these translational paths, as well as, of course, much more fundamental science to provide maybe newer approaches or better approaches of using partial reprogramming, like the existing approaches that are just suffering from not enough funding and not enough attention to try to improve them, optimize them, or maybe find some completely novel biology that we just haven't yet been able to dig into, just because we haven't had enough funding. So yeah, funding, between the optimism for getting into humans and the pessimism for still not having enough funding, I'm a little bit having a deja vu moment, because it's also a decade since like 2016, when I was actually doing something similar in like government initiatives. We had a petition that we drafted together with Nicola Danilov in Toronto, and tried to get Canadian MPs to endorse it, to have a hearing in the Canadian Parliament to hear about aging, the recent interventions, and the case for declaration of aging as a disease. This was a kind of big push in 2015, 2016. We were trying to get, if you might remember, aging to be recognized by the WHO as like one of the diseases in the ICD. And unfortunately, no MPs agreed to endorse it. We even reached out to Justin Trudeau at the time, who was, I think, just became prime minister. And I was told that he was briefed on longevity and briefed on like life extension, and he was like bullish on it, but yet he's like wasn't yet ready to endorse it like publicly, because at that time it was still maybe like not a mainstream topic. And unfortunately, we're kind of 10 years afterwards, we're finding ourselves doing similar things. I mean, yes, there's been a lot of progress in terms of funding vis-a-vis 2016, but I think still nowhere near enough progress that we're hoping for. If somebody told us like back then in 10 years we'd have, maybe instead of just one Calico, we'll have a couple of more big companies like Altos Labs. But yet I think we're hoping for like order of magnitude increases or 2 orders of magnitude, at least get funding to the same level as cancer is getting or Alzheimer's is getting. And fundamental aging research is still, I think it's like a 10 times smaller amount just within the grants funding. But not to, talk too much
To
about
discourage everyone.
yes, the negative things. There's definitely
There
not
is
a problem.
promise, but it could be better. It could be much better. We're not moving as fast as we could have by now, for sure. Thanks a lot, Yuri. We need to move on now. I think Keith Comito is also with us right now. He's a CEO president of Lifespan Research Institute. Keith, and you are also like pursuing different paths in longevity field, both science communication and lobbying, and being involved in research. Tell us, please, a few words. What's going on right now? What you're doing, and what limits you the most? What you think could be undone? Like, what are the bottlenecks that you see?
Sure. Hello, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Keith Comito, currently in New York, president and CEO of the nonprofit Lifespan Research Institute, which works to promote research aimed at extending healthy human lifespan, through ecosystem building initiatives like our Lifespan news outlet at lifespan.io and our Longevity Investor Network, which is working to drive key projects forward to clinical translation, which we also do through the creation of spinouts, and public education and advocacy initiatives, such as working with top creators on YouTube to make videos that have engaged millions of people on the science and benefits of addressing the root causes of aging directly. As many have talked about, increased funding to aging research is simply the most effective thing a society can do if the goal is to alleviate suffering for the maximum number of people, as well as promoting freedom and joy in life. It's been said that over 70% of all deaths are due to age-related diseases. But if you think about it, it's probably much closer to something like 95%, because even things like car accidents and infectious diseases are age-related. So, in truth, I believe almost 2 people every second die of age-related disease. And yet, as a society, we're not yet, as was just being talked about, prioritizing aging nearly as much as we should. With, for example, in the US, less than, I think, 0.01% of US government spending on health overall going to aging research. And that's where, we all come in. That's where you, the viewer, also come in, because clearly expressed desire for healthy life extension is a key that can shift the Overton window of what's possible, and we can do that together. To answer your question, the key bottlenecks, or some of them in our way, are not only science-based, but systemic and socio-political. We need better clinical indications for aging and rapid approval pathways for therapies. We're working on that through the advancement of digital biomarker technologies, for example. We need governments to allocate more funding to this rather than war, which we're working to support through creating of tools like PLG, able to clearly showcase to stakeholders the vast socioeconomic benefits of addressing aging, as well as showing that the broad consensus for this already exists if we can look for it and kind of drag it out into the light. And this also relates to my personal work with the Alliance for Longevity Initiatives, which is a 501c4 organization that's engaging policymakers in the US. And another thing that I think is important is we need ways to engage regular people to help drive forward progress directly through approaches like decentralized science, such as our work to advance non-invasive therapies for Alzheimer's disease. And what limits our work, like I'm sure many others at LRI, is simply resources, funding, and people power. So if anyone wants to help, please go to lifespan.io/support. You can find us on our socials by searching for Lifespan Research Institute. And if you don't have financial means to support out there, you can introduce us or anyone here to any people or organizations that can help. Maybe a popular creator on YouTube we can work with to inspire the public. And one thing that I think is important too is that, as advocates, we can't forget that it is implicit in our message that life extension is good, is that life is good, that life is wonderful. And that's why we want everyone to have the choice to have more of it and extend that choice to everyone. And, humanity has expressed this desire for longer and healthier lifespan since the dawn of recorded history with the first hero stories like the Epic of Gilgamesh. And now, we live in a time where, everyone can actually help to carry that torch forward by joining us, by supporting everybody here on this call who's working sincerely to hasten the defeat of age-related disease and to extend healthy human lifespan. So everybody watching, please do so. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Keith. I just want to mention one thing, that the research itself is very expensive, obviously. Biotech research is expensive. It's long, it takes a while. But you can do a lot of things with very little funding when it comes to science communication and lobbying. You will be surprised and shocked. Like even if you feel like you don't have enough funding to support the research itself, even the tiniest dollar, or like a fraction of like whatever you have, can actually move the needle pretty far to grow the field in general. I think we have the last speaker now, and that will be David Wood from London. David has been part of the longevity field for a while now too, and has done a lot. David, tell us a little bit more what you are doing in London these days, and what limits you as well.
Great. So I'm in a famous pub in London. Let me change my camera. You may see it. This is a pub which goes back to 1572. Lots of historical things have happened here. Charles Dickens was here, Tennyson was here, Samuel Pepys was here. But today, something much more historic is going to happen. A little bit in the future, let me check my watch, in about an hour and a half, we'll be having a gathering. We're not on the street, we're gathering in this pub. When I say we, there might be 44, according to the registrations. Some are longevity activists, some are longevity curious, and we're going to be discussing, as you can see here, the same kinds of things people have been talking about. Here's the problem, here's the possible solution, but even more, here's all the excuses. I don't know if you can see this. Here's all the excuses we hear why we shouldn't fund longevity. So we're going to be having a brainstorm. Which of these arguments deserve more attention? Which of these arguments are sort of excuses? What lies behind that? What are the psychological reasons? What are the sociological reasons? What are the cultural undercurrents? And even more important, what can we do to change things? What is the most effective things we can do? So I'm sorry we don't have a gathering yet. We decided to wait until many people had finished their work. So we'll be gathering here from 6 o'clock. If you are in London, if you are keen to join us, if you can get to Fleet Street, the old journalistic centre of London, we're in a pub called Ye Old Cock Tavern. It's an amazing name, Ye Old Cock Tavern. And get here by 6:30. Get here by 6, you can have food and drink. And we'll be starting the discussions in depth from 6:30 onwards. And by the way, it's been amazing to be part of this event today. It's almost like Eurovision, people dialing in with their answers. So,
I thought about it too.
Don't give us 0 points. We need 12 points out of 12. And we need to spread the abundance, because if we spread the abundance and the understanding, we're more likely to have much faster progress. I don't like to wait 10 years for progress. I think we can go much faster when we can have people changing their minds, like in COVID times. People change their minds. When we get strong solutions, people will find ways to accelerate through the approvals process. But we need public pressure to get these strong solutions. So, Easy Londra, back to you, Anastasiia.
Oh, thanks a lot, David. I love how our event spreads from the previous events to the announcement of the future events. We're like taking all the space of the world and also the time, but spreading everywhere. This is amazing. And yeah, it is kind of a Eurovision, I guess. Next time we're gonna have points given to performance and whatnot. I haven't been watching Eurovision for a while now. I have no idea what's going on there, honestly. All right, I think this was our last speaker. We also had some other events happening previously. There was an amazing event in Georgia. As a person in America, I should say Georgia, the country, not the state. There was an event in Georgia, the country, previously, and they had like maybe several dozen people there holding signs. And we will post more pictures about the previous and the event that David will be hosting an hour from now. We'll show you the process, how people were preparing the signs, and maybe the close-ups of the signs. I know you were not able to see everything during the video broadcast, but yeah, there was a lot of creative power invested in this little experiment of ours. Again, this was the very first time we ever did it like this, with a broadcast of many people chiming in and experts at the same time. This was by no means technically perfect. I'm sorry about some like sound or video going off at some point. We'll make it better next time. October 1st is a more known date in longevity field. It's the International Longevity Day. And hopefully on October 1st, we're going to be hosting the same event, but better, bigger, fun, with more videos, more science, maybe more locations participating. And Linus, do you want to say a few closing words? You were the main organizer behind this, and Andre as well. What do you think? Did we manage to pull it off? How did it go?
You sure did. I'm super happy, Nastya. You have been a wonderful host. I've been listening a lot of the time, and I've been listening to a lot of you as well. I'm so grateful that you're taking the time to do this, and it's just been wonderful. We've been walking around here in Stockholm. Like the police came up to me and like, please show me the permits. And I'm like, oh, I gotta find the permits. So I'm looking for the permit. But this is super fun. We delivered like lots of flyers, hundreds of flyers. And yeah, guys, this is but the first iteration of this. Let's do this much, much better October 1st.
One more thing that I wanted to say. I'm not participating on the streets right now. I'm sitting in my house in Tahoe, but I did participate in other rallies before, and we did even street surveys on this. We were calling them Save Forever campaigns. And being on the streets with any kinds of longevity signs, I think it's not scary at all. It feels very scary. I've never done it before, but believe me, this topic, people like to talk about it. It's mostly very positively met by general public. This is not like any other rally. Because you are spreading, common sense and some very positive ideas. So if you want to be part of it, but you are not sure you're comfortable with that, I encourage you to make your own sign and join us next time. Yeah, October 1st, reach out to Linus, reach out to Ilia, reach out to Jose Cordeiro, reach out to Midas or LOI in France, reach out to people in Canada. I think next time we might have an actual rally in Canada. We have even more locations. Let's show people on the street demanding the most logical thing, our right to life and to health, because this is what governments are for, to protect its citizens and to make their lives better. In the end of the day, that's the only thing the governments are for. So, and we're asking a very reasonable thing. Let's keep asking or demanding, if you prefer that term. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone who's been watching this online and everyone who's been participating and organizing. Let's keep talking about life extension instead of, whatever. Life extension is the most important thing. All right.